All right, in today's video, I got a special treat. I'm going to go over something that happened last week. And in 24 hours, I was able to sign up a client using AI Receptionist and fast follow through. All right, so follow along and let's get to it. Hey, my name is Paul Kim, and in this channel, I help agency and consultants and especially beginners get your first or next clients with HighLevel, focusing on the foundation before you implement AI and automations. All right. So today's video is telling you that this is applicable to your business as well as your client's business. And this is talking about, I think, most importantly, credibility, right? So this lead that came through a Google search. So basically, he was searching marketing agency to that effect and came across my online presence. And then he made a phone call. Okay. And then when he made the phone call, my AI receptionist picked up the call, right? And spoke with it. And so I'm going to share the screen. So every time somebody calls in and they finish the call, I get a transmission or a transcript of that. And as you can see, they called. And then in this screen, toward the end of it, the AI receptionist asked for the email. He didn't want to leave an email, and then asked for what the issue was, and he said marketing. All right. So typically, I get a lot of these transcripts emailed to me on a daily basis, but this one kind of piqued my interest because he did say marketing. And so during this time, this is what I want to tell you is, and this is applicable to local businesses out there, that I was in a meeting, right? And my team was in a meeting, right? Because we were having a team meeting. So nobody was able to pick up. AI receptionist picked up, got the call, and then as soon as the team meeting was done, which is about like an hour later, I looked at this email and then I immediately made the call to this person, right? And for the sake of privacy, I'm not going to give out any information because he is a client, and to this point I have not asked him if I can share his information. So I'm not going to share his information until later once I get the permission. So anyway, so I called him and I spoke with him. And these are some of the things. So immediately I called, right? And then as soon as he picked up, he said, "Who are you?" Right? And I was just, like when, these conversations, you have to kind of feel the person out, right? And so I said my name and my company, and then from the sound of things, like as we were conversing, it seemed like he definitely called multiple agency, and I was probably basically toward the end of the conversation, because I spoke with him and I had a good rapport, and he felt confident that I can solve his problem. He said he's going to stop taking calls. So basically, once you start calling people, they're gonna call back, and he's gonna talk to them, right? So, and this is why it's important that when you get calls or when you get a response, you have to immediately take action and speak with. This is a contact sport. You have to continue to have conversations with people. Couple of things to point out in this conversation. As I was talking to him, I immediately, because he was talking about his friend who has a similar business, and he was ranking very well. And so I said to him, "Okay, give me your industry," right? And he gave me his industry, and then I started to talk to him and say, "Okay, if your customers are searching online, what would they be searching for?" And he didn't really understand. And so I want you to understand that as a marketer, and you're there to help your clients or customer, you have to think of their customers and what would they be searching for their business. And so what I did was, he's over in Brooklyn, I am in New Jersey, which is like probably like maybe 30 miles away. And so what I did was I did a search pretending to be a customer. And so when I did the search, he did come up, but not on the top, I would say the top 10. I don't remember exactly, but he did show up very near the very bottom, right? And so I said, okay, you're not in the first page or the top pack, but his friend business was popping up, and so basically he wanted to be up there just like him, right? So I spoke to him, and one of the things I want you to understand that when you're talking to clients, at the end of the day, he also mentioned that he's worked with other people overseas, right? And I know some of you are watching this, maybe agencies that are overseas. Nothing against you, but what I'm saying is, even if you're overseas, at the end of the day, you have to listen to the client, and and experience does matter, right? Of course, I have experience, but if you don't have experience, let the client know that, right? And say, hey, look, I'm going to do my best, right, to do everything that is in your ability. I mean, sometimes do you fake it to make it? Not necessarily. Okay. Just tell them that, hey, because if you're an agency owner and you've done research, you're getting the knowledge of helping businesses. Okay. Typically more than most of these business owners, right? So every questions he asked, I helped him understand, and my immediate intention was not to sign him. Okay, and I think a lot of times, as agencies, we always want to try to close the client. And so I told him the first thing. Also, just thinking back in the conversation, is that I spoke to him and I said, let's get on Zoom so I can show you, and show you what I'm doing. And also, he wanted to share another thing he was doing. He was running his own Google ads, and he was getting his information on how to set up and do things from ChatGPT. And from those, I know from using ChatGPT that sometimes ChatGPT is not the greatest. You cannot replace experience. ChatGPT is great for knowledge, but experience is important. And so he was trying to do it himself. And I get, he was having problems at the end of the day, right? And so I can come in and help him in that. And that's what you should be doing as well. And so, and then what I told him was, let me get on a demo at 4 o'clock, because he called me early in the day. I could not, because I had to deliver. I had something that I had to deliver for a client. I couldn't get on right away, and I told him I'll text him later at 4 o'clock to get on Zoom. And so I did that. And so after we got on the Zoom, had a great rapport with him, and he felt comfortable, because at the end of the day, I listened. Because when he spoke to other agencies, they don't understand his pain, they don't understand his business. And so you have to, so it's important as an agency, right? If you're first starting out, go with industries that you are familiar with, right? And don't go into an industry that you're not familiar with, because you're going to have an uphill battle, right? And so I sent him a service proposal, right? Maybe what I'll do is, just to give you some additional things that you can do to show what you're talking about with your potential lead, is that when you do a demo, what you can do is basically do a screen share and do, maybe what I'll do is I'll do a screen share and I'll show you what exactly I showed him when I did the search for his business, so that you pinpoint the pain, and then help them to solve their pain point, right? That's they're looking for a solution to their problem. All right. So let me share the screen. All right. So when you're on the demo and you are showing, you want to do a search, thinking from the perspective of the customer. So this is I don't want to share the industry that this client came in through, or is in. I'm thinking of another industry. I think maybe private investigator might be a good one. I don't even know if there is any category for private investigators in Google, because that's a new, it's an industry I'm not familiar with. And so let's say that if I was looking for a private investigator in Brooklyn, right? That's fair because maybe you need somebody over in Brooklyn. And so do you use Google Maps on Google? Most people are going to go to Google, right? And they're going to type in, private investigator, uh, investigator. Maybe there is near in Brooklyn, New York, right? So then this pops up, right? This sponsored result is if they're running some sort of ads, right? Now, so there is private investigator. There is a business, right? There is a category for that, and basically, they're running some sort of ads, whether it's Google ads or whether it's Google local service ad. I'm not 100% sure. It would, if there is a category for this, then yes, they're probably running Google local service ad, but you can't tell from here. But so you could just tell the client or the lead that they're running ads here, and these are the people that are showing up, right? Now, they got only 30 reviews and they got 130, and they're showing up. So this business is doing something outside of the reviews that's helping them to pop up on top. So let's go to Google Maps. Should be the same. Google Maps, private investigator in Brooklyn, New York, right? And so do you see right there, that's the same Gambino right there, right? So that's popping up. So here is, as you can see, it's a little bit different, right? Elk Investigations. And as you can see here is New York. They're here as well, but this is different, right? It could also be that I am in incognito, right? But that shouldn't really matter, right? But the fact of the matter is, sometimes it does show different results, right? But main point here is you have to look at his business and then you click on more, and this is where you'll go down the results, right? And then, see if their business is at least listed. If it's not listed, then they have something to, then now you have something for them to be concerned about, because you're not even being found online, right? And the same thing is going down the list. The other thing to consider, right? I don't necessarily think that it all depends. Like I use Brightlocal for using the heat map. I'm not sure if you know what that is. A heat map is basically showing where they're ranking. At this point, I don't think it's necessary, but this at least shows you where they are and that you have the ability, and how confidently you can say you can help them, with if you have testimonials, you have case studies, to back you up. So after the demo, when I was wrapping things up, I gave him a suggestion, because I have 3 tiers that local businesses can sign up for. And I suggested that based on what he wants, the middle tier, which is the $497 per month, is the best plan. And so what I did was I have sent over a template service agreement with that specific plan, and I sent it over to him for him to sign. Right now, I'm using a platform called Signwell. That's something I've been using before implementing, using getting into HighLevel. HighLevel does have the ability to get signature. I have not looked into that. If that's something I may do in the future. So for example, like my booking system and my eDoc still is, I'm still utilizing my old platform and not HighLevel. So as much as I want to move it over, I still have not had the time to switch everything over. And just so in full transparency, I'm just letting you know that, okay? And so another thing to make note here is that every single step of the way, whether by email or I always followed up, or my manager always followed up via text message and making sure that he got the document or he got the email, because we want to and that's all part of customer service. It's all part of following up. That's because you want the client to understand that you are a a confident business owner that takes what they're doing very seriously. Okay, and so understand that. And even when he signed the document, we sent an email immediately afterwards saying, "Hey, my manager sent a thank you email saying that we got the signed agreement, and then we'll start work." And then it's a continuous process moving the client along. So that's it. So in a nutshell, this video basically showed how AI receptionists, right, and fast follow through. Now, is it possible to automate that at this early point in where most agency owners are? I think even if I get to a point where I have 100 plus clients, customers, I will always do fast follow up by calling back. I would not automate that via email. Maybe it's a combination of email and calling back, because we are not a productized service which is like below 97. Maybe if you sell something that's below 50 or below $100, then it's something can be automated. But I'm talking about service. Our lowest plan when we help local businesses is $297 a month, and so that requires a little bit of a little effort on our part. Okay. And so that's not to say it can be done, automating it, using emails and, clicking, sign up via link. That's all possible, right? Just understand that you may have less conversion, especially with the 297, right? I think that does require, a little personal touch. All right. So I hope this video was helpful, and I'm going to continue to, show my journey as and show you the progress that we've made with this client, as well as all the other clients that I'm working with. And that's to show you that I am doing these videos not in theory. These are actual clients and actual case studies. So I hope this video was helpful, and if you liked it, give me a thumbs up, and of course subscribe. All right, so check out my next video, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye now.